Right into the far left for the shortest line. The park will remain open until 8 o'clock tonight. We've got show times and wait times for all of our attractions and the park included.
सर ये देखो नहीं वो रामू जी ड्यूटी पानी कम है वेट टाइम एक्सप्रेस ही है
That's it. That's the lamest plan I've ever heard. Trust me, it's gonna work.
Grab 3D glasses and hop on board. Because you're going to need those handy for the tour today because there are 3D effects and I want anyone to miss out. So raise your hand if you do not have a pair of 3D glasses so we can see you. And we'll grab your pair of 3D glasses as soon as possible. It looks like everyone has a pair from where I'm sitting, so that's good. Also, if there's any small children on the tram whose feet don't quite reach the floor, now's a good
that Universal Studios Hollywood is converting the world-famous studio tour trams to become electric vehicles. As these trams roll out, guests will be experiencing all the movie-making action propelled by the latest...
See you later, guys. Now, we do have a co-host for this tour today. You may know him as the host of The Tonight Show with NBC's That's My Jam. Here's Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Jasmine.
And the greatest ride.
Richard.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Jasmine.
owes me $5.
Or you drop your phone, or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. Please, no smoking of any kind during the tour, and be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. So you want to have your cameras out for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. And finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you're on the right-hand side. And these posters are a representation of a few of the thousands of films that Universal has produced in the last 100 years or so. Starting in 1914 with our first film, Damon and Pythias. It wasn't until the 1930s that Universal would receive the first Academy Award for Best Picture and Best Director for the film All Quiet on the Western Front. Speaking of the Academy Awards, Oppenheimer won Best Picture, directed by Christopher Nolan, a Universal Pictures and Focus Features film. Ooh, hard to say, very fast. But as we're making our way down the timeline, you're going to see our very own fire station on your right-hand side. Now, it's called Fire Station 51 to pay homage to Station 51 in the television series Emergency. But they're a real functioning fire station here to keep us safe. Now, Universal City first opened, we were about 230 acres of property, and now we're roughly 400 acres and still expanding, making us the largest studio in Los Angeles. And on top of these posters on your right-hand side, you may notice the famous Universal logo. That logo has evolved throughout the years, and it wasn't until the 1930s that it would appear in the beginning of a Universal film. the lot we're going to enter has two sections. We have the front lot and the back lot. We're about to enter our front lot that has a majority of our 36 sound stages. You'll start to notice how close in proximity the theme park is to the studios. So while you're at Super Nintendo World, your favorite actor could be filming an episode of your favorite show in one of the sound stages here on our front lot. And we're passing by some sound stages on your left-hand side. If you notice any open doors, go ahead and take a peek inside. You never know what you might see or who you might see. But the magic of a sound stage is you can create any kind of sound, any kind of setting that you can imagine, like Scarface's mansion from the film Scarface, the visitor center in Jurassic Park, Frankenstein's lab, Dracula's castle. And sound stages are about 98% soundproof, so productions don't have to worry too much about outside noise interrupting inside filming. Now, a couple of shows I've filmed here recently on the front lot have been the Kelly Clarkson Show. Right before they moved to New York, they filmed here at Soundstage 1. Another show that films here on our front lot in multiple sound stages is the show Bel Air, which is a dramatic reboot of the 90s sitcom Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Now, here are two stars from the show, Jabari Banks and Ollie Sholaton, to tell you more about Bel Air and working here off the lot.
You just got me a water when you can. So what is you put egg on the cheese? You put cheese on the eggs and how many cheese? That's right. Whoa, how many seats do you think are in there? No, it's gotta be a lot. Yeah. We could probably fit the whole Bel Air cast and crew in there. You know, we gotta get one of these for the mansion. Oh, for sure. You're lucky for y'all. The Banks family mansion lives right here on the Universal lot. Right. Some of Bel Air's most pivotal scenes have been filmed right here. Jabari, what have been your most memorable?
Classic sitcoms like The Jeffersons, One Day at a Time, Who's the Boss, Martin, and Coach. But in more recent years, they've been the home to The Good Place, Rutherford Falls, Universal Television's Never Have I Ever, the Netflix series starring
The prequel series set in 1993. And that means our skilled craftspeople had to build a high school, a house, and even recreate downtown Boston as it looked back in the day using...
For example, we have Mark Platt Productions here in the Bungalows, and that is the company that has brought us Wicked and La La Land. Now, the first part of the film adaptation of Wicked comes out this year in November, starring Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. But on your left-hand side, you'll see stages 25 and 26, and they look a little different from the other sound stages because there's production offices and dressing rooms in the front, and the sound stages are in the back. Now, these stages were first used for Hairspray Live in 2016. But recently, stage 25 was used for the television series Lopez vs. Lopez.
Ready for you and Mrs. Barrington.
Thank you, Lord.
Did you hear that? Mrs. Barrington.
Not quite, darling, but soon. Very, very soon. Bellhop,
Yes?
every bottle of champagne sent to the room at once. And make sure that we are not disturbed for any reason.
Around the corner. Because right now we're entering our Metropolitan sets. Now, these sets take up 4 acres of our backlot. And this is where you'll find hotels, banks, movie theaters, restaurants, anything you'll find in a major city or small town anywhere in the world. Now, the materials used to build our Metro sets increase the flexibility for filmmakers. So what appears to be brick or stone is actually hard plastic and plywood, which can easily be changed out from production to production. Now, we are turning the corner onto New York Street, the perfect location to get that long tracking shot of your main character just walking downtown, or that aerial crane shot of a superhero showdown, or that sweeping drone shot from one end of the street to the other for a high-speed chase. Now, first car you'll see first, if you look to your right, you'll see these stoops there, and that is Brownstone Street. Now, that is where Mindy Lahiri lived in the Mindy Project, but people still recognize it from the film Bruce Almighty.
Raise the door! Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good.
Oh, you're done now. Great. B-E-A-U.
As you can imagine, the Metro sets are a very popular filming location. American Ninja Warrior is filmed on this very street, And what they would do is they film a couple episodes back to back, the city qualifiers and the semifinals. They start filming at night and they go into the early hours of the morning. And New York Street is also where you can find my co-host, Jimmy Fallon.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there by an old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me?
I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. It's like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times.
Alright, just a friendly reminder to remain seated, arms and legs in the vehicle at all times. No flash photography, please, but you can go ahead and put on your 3D glasses because we're headed to Skull Island. It's 40 feet tall, 180 feet wide, digital 3D screens that we saw on there. Using some of the helicopter, this tram has been a picture car many times. Well, picture cars, they can do more than just take our characters to their destinations. They can tell us more about our characters' personalities or the time period in which the short film is in. Taking us all the way to the future of 2015, where we have flying cars, and Back to the Future 2. Or maybe all the way back in the past, in the Stone Age era with the Flintstones. Now, Flintstone vehicles are eco-friendly, no gas is needed, just feet. But the newest addition to the picture car collection is the Fry's Electronics van from the film Nope, directed by Jordan Peele. Shout out to anyone that's been to a Fry's Electronics because it was an actual store that's no longer in existence. Now, picture cars can also add a futuristic touch to any story. For example, the self-driving Ford Explorers you see in Jurassic Park. And just last year, Jurassic Park hit its 30th year anniversary. It's one of the most successful movies of all time, spawning the franchise Jurassic.
To Jurassic Park.
That's right, we have left Skull Island, but we're headed to an island off the coast of Costa Rica, where you'll see set pieces, props, and more picture cars from the original Jurassic Park trilogy. may look like they're made of metal, but they're actually painted to look like metal. They're made of mostly plywood, just like our Metropolitan sets. And this vehicle on your left is the mobile lab that was used in the Lost World Jurassic Park, featuring Julianne Moore, Jeff Goldblum, and Vince Vaughn. A couple of these cages look a little on the empty side. I'm sure it's fine, but if you notice anything a little out of place, just let me know because of, oh my goodness, okay, car 2, car 3, car 4, just a heads up, the dinosaurs are taking a little water break. Sorry, car 1. Also on your left, you'll see one of our self-driving Ford Explorers. Let's see what it is. Also on your left, you'll see our lovely Spinosaurus. Don't worry, she's already had her water break, so you're good. And here's a closer look at that mobile lab in action. On the scene here, you may see why Julianne Moore is dangling from a cliff. And that cliff is actually a parking garage right here on the lot made to look like a cliff. It's also raining in this scene, and rain plays an important role. It's not like there's rain in the forecast here at Old Mexico. Just remember to remain seated, arms and legs in the vehicle at all times. Like I was saying, rain plays an important role because it can make a sad scene more sad, a romantic scene more romantic, a studio tour more magical. However, we can't rely on Mother Nature to have rainfall on cue, so we have to create it. Now we use the advanced technology of sprinklers to sprout the water into the air to have it fall on the ground naturally. Lighting is helpful because it helps capture that water successfully on screen by illuminating the rain, making it visible. And sound for thunder will be added after filming and post-production. So when you tie all of those elements together, it just creates the perfect setting for rain and a meditation app. I hear yelling in the back. You guys good? Good? Oh, that's right. Okay, everyone remain calm. It's just a typical Wednesday. We like to do this here. We call it Flash Flood Wednesdays here at Universal. I'm just kidding. That Flash Flood is a paid actor. You may recognize him from 2002's Big Fat Liar, starring Paul Giamatti, Amanda Bynes, and Frankie Muniz. Our water is recycled and released from large tanks from the top of the hill. But we are leaving Old Mexico and we're headed into the Old West. Welcome to 6 Points, where countless movies and TV westerns are made. These are some of the oldest sets that we have here on the lot that still get used to this very day. Like in the film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Margot Robbie. Matter of fact, on your left-hand side, you'll see the saloon that was used in many key scenes in that film. A saloon is what we call a practical set, because you're able to film scenes only inside the building as well as the outside. We also have another type of set here that we call facades. Now, a facade is just a false front. We just build what the camera will see and film the outsides of those buildings. And surrounding us right now are facades. Now, this area is called 6 Points because at one time, there were 6 streets. Because from the 1920s to the 1950s, Universal was known as the Monster Making Studio, one of the stomping grounds to these classic Universal monsters. It's also one of our most versatile locations that we have here on the lot, because we can take audiences anywhere in the world, like Transylvania for Dracula, Egypt for the If you'd like to go to the bad place, you take the railway station on your left-hand side to get there. On your right-hand side, we call that open area the Court of Miracles. And that is where angry villagers would gather in a mob state in these classic monster movies. They would gather to get rid of the monster that's wreaking havoc on them. Right, it looks like they caught a shark, so we're all good. It's one of the chances of multiple sharks hanging in one location. But just in case, for your safety, just remember to remain seated, arms and legs in the vehicle at all times. Okay, everyone, that is our cue to kind of like get out of the water. Everyone, we're just gonna hang behind this pier where it's safe, sorta. I'm sure everything's fine. It's fine, we're fine, everything's fine. We're just gonna hang out here, enjoy this nice day, and the pier's moving by itself. Everyone just remain seated. It's gonna be okay. It's just called, So sorry, everyone. We are approaching the quiet zone that I mentioned earlier. Once again, feel free to talk amongst.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park.
Is a street racer and mechanic on Dom's crew. She's particularly vicious when protecting Dom. Her ordeals have impaired her memory.
How you doing? You good? My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you sharp for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot. We're having a few friends over. It's a little messy, but it's all good. The more the merrier. Especially you right there in that third row, like I was saying. So look, see over there? That's Hobbs' urban assault vehicle. Best truck the U.S. government can buy. But that work of art back over there was made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a Mona Lisa on wheels. Extra fly.
So did you break it down to them?
What's that?
You had one job to do, Roman, one. All right, look, guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you.